Imagine a place where Albert Einstein could have talked physics with a teenage Stephen Hawking, where the most promising young mathematicians and scientists around the world share ideas. Cogito.org is that place. Blogs, videos, and thousands of educational resources make Cogito.org a valuable tool for anyone interested in math and science. And for members, Cogito.org's online forums offer a whole new way to explore and connect with the leading scientists and mathematicians of today, and most importantly, tomorrow.
The philosophy at CTY is that we want students to learn as much as they can, as fast as they can. And we don't want to put barriers to a child's intellectual development. So Cogito.org really fits into that CTY philosophy. It's primarily for students, young scientists, 8 to 18 years of age, and they get together and discuss topics in physics and chemistry and talk about a wonderful opportunity for these great students from throughout the world to connect with each other.
The community at Cogito is of really high quality, and to find something like that on an online forum is really hard to do.
The news articles, the member reviews, the blogs, all that has a very great appeal too, because you're getting information from somebody who's in the trenches, as it were, with you, who's going through high school and through college and knows not only what it's like to be a teenager, but what it's like to be a gifted teenager with all the additional challenges and blessings that entails.
Cogito.org derives its name from Descartes' famous maxim, "I think, therefore I am," a name chosen by the site's users for good reason.
In Cogito, there are people I can relate to and people who will indulge me when I want to talk about climate change or the ethics of being a vegetarian, sort of. The members are probably some of the smartest people I know, and so it's a treat to get to talk to them.
Bright students aren't the only ones who take advantage of the opportunities Cogito.org has to offer. Dr. Henry Ferguson, a lead scientist on the Hubble Space Telescope project, volunteered 2 weeks in Cogito.org's forums to answer student questions about what it is that he does as an astronomer. According to Ferguson, the students impressed him, and so did the content on the site.
I was sort of blown away by the level of people involved. You know, they're well-known researchers in all sorts of different fields.
We're very fortunate that scientists and mathematicians and other individuals that are involved with the STEM areas love to be involved in Cogito.org because they understand that they are nurturing the next generation of scientists and mathematicians and really the innovators of the world, because it is through this kind of thinking and this kind of sharing that innovation begins.
No, I think mentoring in science, but probably in any field, is incredibly important, and I certainly benefited from that when I was a student. I got interested in astronomy in middle school. Got really interested in high school, but I was already interested in middle school. Here, I think the level of questions and discussion was uniformly reasonable and good, whereas on a typical internet forum, 10 or 20% are completely off the wall and make no sense. Here, they were all very sensible, and I felt like I had, because it was a 2-week concentrated thing. And it wasn't overwhelming, I actually had time to give a considered response that I hoped actually, got people interested and really, that I had answered their questions.
Luke Andrakis, a high school student from Maryland, decided to use Cogito.org as the launching pad for his own research.
When I was up at the river kayaking and rafting with my parents, there was a orange tinge in the streams, and I wondered, wow, why is that there? And it turns out the mines, coal mines there, they put out all kinds of like sulfuric acid and heavy metals because of the water hitting the pyrite waste rock in the mines. And so I was really interested in how this was going on and how to prevent this from happening, because it killed all the wildlife. We went and made a trough, and then we set it up next to Lick Run. We would take different sizes of limestone, starting at like 1 inch to sand. We would set 3 pounds of it out in the trough and then run water through for 3 minutes. And we would see like what the pH was after that.
And what did you find?
We found that the sand worked much better than all the others.
According to Luke, one of the reasons he posted his research to Cogito.org was because the results of his work can be applied not just locally, but globally.
You can take this research that I've done and you can say, well, we need to use the smallest, finest limestone because of its higher surface area, and we can use it in all types of mines everywhere. We can use it in a mine in China, South America, here in the United States. It's usable everywhere.
One of the wonderful things is that Cogito.org is really a vibrant site. There are currently over 5,000 students from 72 countries involved in Cogito.org. We were absolutely excited to know that perhaps students from Malaysia will also be part of this wonderful network of brilliant young people that are exploring new horizons and will be able to learn from each other and from the top scientists that we have on this site.
I've really had an incredible experience being on Cogito. I feel you get to see that science isn't something you do in the white citadels of academia once you have a PhD. There's science everywhere. There's science and math everywhere. That you can do it as a teenager, as an 8-year-old. I have to wonder how many Einsteins or Parsons or Mendels are running around on Cogito.